for me. When I went up visiting with see some of my family and that, I couldn't breathe. It was terrible. I was there for about a long weekend, and it was just can't breathe.
Houston, it was the pine and the oak.
Yeah.
And that would kill me.
Yeah.
The grass pollen didn't bother me at all. And I'm thinking here it's actually the grass pollen that's getting me, because it's a different type of grass, and
Yeah.
and the pollen just like I think that's what's killing me.
Yeah, I bet.
Slowly,
Yeah, I'm
daily.
just glad I'm not it's not the pine for me. I don't. It's actually the stuff that hits me is when the wild pear and some of the other fruit trees that open up early just nail me. But the pine could be so thick that you got to sweep it with a broom, and it doesn't bother me as much. There's a mistake.
And the the south side of Houston doesn't have near as much pine as the north side.
Right.
So the north side's kind of like a zone where it starts getting the pollock, all these lollies, something or other, pines and stuff like that. And when I go up in those areas and geocache, it's just like the next day my eyes are swollen up and everything else is like, yeah, I forgot to take my allergy medicine before I went up there.
Hold on.
Yep. Sarah, you need to turn the camera on too when you get a chance.
Just done it.
There you are. How you doing?
Right, chaotic as usual. Sorry about the delay.
No, that's okay. We were just waiting up for you. No problem.
Oh, I really appreciate you staying up late, especially.
Yeah, no sweat. All right, so let's see. You got everything set. Tonight is going to be an interesting show, by the way, folks. Hey, welcome to the Geocaching Podcast.
Yeah.
Our episode 500.
Oh no, you're back again.
Yeah, and tonight's going to be an interesting show. There is so much stuff going on right now in the geocaching world. We got so many different things to talk about. It's almost a mishmash / cache or coffee kind of thing. But we also won't, because it's our 500th episode, we're also going to discuss the history of GCPC. And so you kind of get a history of, wow, they really have been around for a while. All right. So you guys ready? I think we're about set here.
Pretty much. I need to bring up the show notes, but start without me.
Okay. No problem. All right, folks, sit back, relax, get your favorite libation, your favorite snack. The Geocaching Podcast is coming at you right about now.
You want to know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. I cover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome to the Geocaching Podcast, episode 500, recorded live on June 14th, 2017. I'm your host, Headhardhat with
Taz 427 and
Info Ferret, who finally got here.
You can join our chat room and watch our live video stream, plus participate with us as we record this episode. All this and more can be found at www.geocachingpodcast.com/live. Be sure to contact us via our voicemail line at 630-31-VOICE. Also find us on Twitter on geocachingpodcast.com/Twitter and Facebook at geocachingpodcast.com/Facebook. This episode is sponsored by our good patrons of the Geocaching Podcast. To become a contributing patron, simply click on our Patreon or PayPal logos on our website to help keep our podcast going. From all of us at the Geocaching Podcast, we thank you. So yes, after trial and tribulation, multiple technical difficulties, and switching of hosts, we have actually made episode 500. So, woohoo! Yeah, tonight we are going to actually have, because as you know, if you've been keeping up with the podcast, Scott Burks has been, he's just been lollygagging. He just wanted to take a hiatus and just kick back and do nothing all summer. So he's been out for a month or two, and he's going to be out for another 4 weeks or 5 weeks or so. He'll be back in July. But actually, he's moving, and he's very heavy into his boys with baseball, who are all doing wonderful. But yeah, he'll be back in just a bit.
Hey,
Oh my
Scott's
gosh!
up to join.
Speaking
Wow.
of which,
Hello, boys.
oh my gosh!
Oh,
So
He
you
comes in perfect.
we have a
you
stalker.
finished doing the Mr. Miyagi paint the fence.
I sensed my name being spoken.
The ears were ringing.
Yeah.
See, my Geo Jedi was kicking in, so I'm like, all right, I gotta see what's going on here.
Awesome. Well,
Looks
yeah,
like you caught the sun.
we were just telling everybody how you were just lollygagging around with your feet kicked up and
Yeah.
doing
As you can see
nothing.
behind me, I'm not lollygagging in any way, shape, or form.
So this is a
Hey,
new
it looks
place.
about as messy as my house normally is.
Well, this is a small part of my place. Yes, this is the office of my place. Yes.
Wow, that's a good look there.
have
I mean, that's
internet,
Yeah.
I have TV and internet, which is always nice.
That's
Yeah.
excellent.
So
And boxes.
actually, you guys are lucked out. At the 500 show, I got rained out tonight. Shane had a game. He got rained out. So
all right.
Ah.
Excellent timing, man. Because we're gonna be going
So,
over a lot of history stuff tonight too. So
I saw the notes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
it's
so
really
I-
cool. The so things are going well with the boys in baseball.
yes. I just got word today. Toby made the All-Star game, and I just got word Shane
cool.
made the All-Star game
Oh my
today.
gosh.
Yeah.
So little Shaney, first time out playing with the 78-year-olds in the All-Star game.
So which one's
Yeah.
pitching?
Toby's pitching.
Toby's
Shane's
pitching,
pitching too. Shane's pitched twice, and Cam has
Okay.
pitched as well. Cam is just about done.
So-
Cam is in a different league than Toby and
Okay.
Shane. So
Which one did you post on a picture of pitching on Facebook this morning?
that was Shane, my youngest, my 6-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah,
So pitching's the bowler.
pitching is the bowler. Yes, yes. If you want to,
Okay.
go rounders or cricket.
I was gonna say we were gonna talk rounders. Yeah.
Look, when I used to play rounders at school, all I used to do when I was fielding was sit there and make daisy chains.
Yeah. So boys are doing great.
Nothing my sport.
Great. It's a great season. Having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That is awesome.
having a lot of fun. Yeah. So I got All-Star weekend next weekend. Not this weekend's Father's Day, but the next weekend is All-Star weekend. So it's gonna be a busy weekend. So
Excellent, Sarah. As a side note, I have to mention that Google had a thing for cricket that you could actually play the game on, and got absolutely hooked. Where you actually had crickets that went back and forth that you had to, and snails for out. So I'm just saying. I
Click
thought
me a
of you.
link. I might have a look at that.
Yeah, we'll have to see if it's still up or not. But it was up yesterday, and I thought of you when I saw that.
Yeah. Well, the England cricket team apparently is doing singularly badly, as somebody in the office keeps reminding me.
Oh, cool. So you guys have
Yeah.
sucky teams just as much as anybody else, so that's good.
Come on. The only
Yeah,
reason England ever,
Golden State
at the risk of
Warriors.
getting hate mail, the only reason England ever wins anything at cricket is because God sends the rain every so often and cancels the match.
Wow, that's awesome.
And the
So yeah,
Black Caps aren't much better.
that's how it goes. All right, so yeah, lots of other things going on. As much now, we played your message that you had a couple of weeks ago.
yeah.
So you've hit 100. Are
I
you
did,
continuing?
yes. You know what? Somebody put a cash out saying, "Hey, Burke's got 101." So I got 101. Like June 3rd, I got a cash put out. Yeah.
Oh
So
my gosh, we
Yeah,
were
I
debating
told
on how
you.
well it was going to go.
I
told
wasn't
you,
going
as long as he's got an easy one to grab that's close by, he's
yeah,
gonna.
dude, it
he's
was
gonna
like
continue
6. It was like 6 blocks away. It was literally like 6 blocks away. So I was like, I gotta go for it, and I was home. Like I gotta go. So yeah, I was lucky enough to be home when I went live.
Oh
so
yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, I'm gearing up to put one in my front yard. That's one's going live.
Oh,
live real
really?
soon. Oh, of course. Yeah, my old house I had one. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So gotta put a cache in the front yard. Come on, that's the fun of it, is watching
Oh, yeah,
people.
yeah.
And then you're making an FU hide, so it's like you have to watch them.
They're nervous
Then
enough.
they-
They're in a
They
residential
knock on the door
area.
and be like, "Dude, seriously, where's the cache, dude? Seriously."
Yeah, that's one of the reasons my wife has said no caches in the front yard. Period.
Oh,
That's why you marry a girl who caches, dude.
That's
what
right.
you
Like
do.
down the block in the
Andy
easement.
knows.
we've got a birdhouse that we're putting like 10 feet from the yard that they've got to go through a small, shrubbery to get through it. But yeah, we're planning on doing that ourselves. But we want to find a better place than this circle.
I'm just so glad that there's a final for a puzzle closer than 150, 100 and whatever meters the limit is. So I can't do one. What a shame.
Yeah, but it's nothing more fun than making geocachers nervous for being in a residential area anyways. Then you make an FU hide where they're like, oh, son of a bitch, how long am I going to stay here?
I know. I know. Yep. So yeah, so it's been a great summer. Having Jessie started a new job.
Right.
She works for the Village of Buffalo Grove, doing the same job she did.
Yep.
And what else? Sold a house in 36 hours. I think I told you guys.
That was ridiculous.
Wow.
And, yeah, it was insane. Yeah, I mean, Jessie calls me. We put up the house on Tuesday. Thursday morning, she wakes up going, "The house is sold." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, that beats my 48 hours. So
I mean, it was insane.
I had one sell in 48 hours with a 2 competing bids.
Oh, those are fun.
And I was like,
yeah,
throw the price up, and it's like, okay, I accept.
Yeah.
Did I tell you guys? Did I tell you, Andy? I don't remember. Did I tell you the story about this house?
No, I don't think so.
Tell you a story about this house. So we were worried because we were running out of time quickly.
Oh yeah,
quickly running out of time, and we were renting this house for 2 years. We got a 2-year mortgage. A 2-year lease. And so we're running out of time, and this house comes out, and it's 4 bedrooms, 2,700 square foot. This house is humongous, nice. And Jessie's like, we gotta go look. So we go. We both take off a half day, and we're like, this is awesome. We want it. Boom. We put it in. So we put our bid in for the house, and the next day our realtor calls and he says, "What's your best offer?" Because they have numerous bids.
Right.
I'm like, wait, I'm bidding on a rental. I'm bidding on a rental.
Wow.
So I literally had to bid on a rental.
Holy cow!
Sounds like life in Wellington.
Yeah, we're paying $150 more than what it costs, and we did a 2-year instead of a 1 year. I think that 2 years is what got us.
Right.
Like
I mean, do they have magical unicorn fields next to it? Or
right? I'm like, is there like a money tree in back that I don't know about? Because like, seriously, what's going? I mean, seriously. But that's remember, I'm living in Buffalo Grove now, which the high school is Stevenson High School, and if anybody looks up, go ahead, look it up, guys. It's the #1 high school in the country.
Oh my gosh!
So everybody wants to go to this school.
Yeah,
so yeah, so it's like it's a big suburb to be in, So
how's that working with the boys? Are they? I mean,
oh my God,
we're at
great.
the end of the school year, and how does that work?
It's great. Yeah, no, it's great. Now my boys are 5 minutes away now, so like they sleep over when it's my night with them. They sleep over and stuff like that. It's great. Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent.
That sounds good.
So yeah, it's great. Just slowly unpacking. It's like baseball's in full swing, so we can't unpack. Like the only reason Jessie and me are home tonight is because we got rained out. That's it. Like Jessie had a game at 8:00 in Elgin, and I had a Shane game tonight. Like, so it's like this stuff sits and waits until baseball season is over.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, did you get, because you spent how many, what seemed like weeks and/or months getting the other place repainted, remodeled, everything put into place? Did you get a chance to do anything in the house before you moved everything in? For this
house?
Yeah.
It was really moving ready. It was surprisingly moving ready. Yeah. I mean, we came in and we cleaned the day before we moved. We came in and, we gave it a good scrubbing, but it was pretty much moving ready. You'd be surprised. So, not much to it, but what the worst was is that I got movers. Jessie wanted to move it. And I'm like, we're not moving. No, I am 46 years old. And turns out it was 95 degrees that day. I'm like, you better thank me, we're not moving today. So we had movers coming at noon. Okay. They arrived at 4.
Wow.
In the evening is when they arrived. 4 in the evening they arrived.
Wow.
We did. Let me put it this way: they were still rolling shit out the truck into my house at 11 p.m. at night.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's how much crap we had.
And that's everything's boxed. Oh, believe me, I know that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's like 11 p.m. I felt I was like the prick neighbor. I was like, that neighbor that makes noise. And every time they walk down the ramp of the truck, it's
oh yeah, I'm sure they love that.
On a weeknight at 11 p.m. I'm that neighbor.
What could happen?
That's what I am. Yeah. So, but we're in. Now it's just unpacking and all that stuff. We had boxes everywhere. You'll appreciate this story. So me and Jessie went to IKEA because, as you can assume, we now have a much bigger house.
You have one. We don't.
We have a much bigger house, so we need furniture for this house. So me and Jessie went. Me and Jessie spent $2,500 at IKEA.
Oh yeah.
Now, do you know how much furniture you get for $2,500 at IKEA?
Vendor shed and a couple of Diana.
It's a lot of furniture.
Oh, you get a lot from IKEA that way, huh?
So like, here's a fun fact you might not know. IKEA delivers. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
You got to pay for it, but they deliver. And trust me, we had 28 boxes. We paid for the delivery, happily paid for the delivery. So meanwhile, then we spent the next week and a half unpacking and building shit. Excuse my language. Building crap for the past week and a half.
It's been a while.
I made my sister come over and she had to build crap. We're building. I mean, this is all we've been doing is building crap for the past week and a half. We can't unpack, so I had to get rid of the 28 boxes that they added. They added 28 boxes to my mess.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, it's just a slow. It's so hot. What?
You actually have been busy.
Oh my! Me and Jesse are waiting for August when we could just be bored. We just want to be bored. We're just not bored, and we just want to be bored. So we're getting there. So I'm on this show, but I won't be back until I think now I think it's like late July, early August. I think is when I'll be back. So, but I'm here tonight. I'm here. So what are we talking about,
man? I'm glad you made it. All right, we'll move on to this, and then we'll get some biz done here, and then we'll move on to some of the other things. So we are going to talk about the history tonight. But we also got a bunch of stuff in from our viewers and also from Geocaching HQ. So let's start off with the podcast roundup, letting our viewers know what's coming on the geocaching podcasting community. And what's coming up this week on Geo Gearheads is episode 285, Building Lists 1. Gary of Geocache Talk joins Chris of the Northwest and Daryl W4 about methods of finding and building lists of geocache you'd like to visit. So good tutorial stuff sounds like there. And it's that time of year, boys and girls. Geosnippets Reboot podcast tomorrow night. We're going to be talking about our favorite thing, our Make You Want to Scratch show. So basically, we're going to talk about all sorts of critters, creepers, and fauna that you should be aware of when you go out geocaching. And every time we get onto those particular subjects, everybody's doing one of these things and scratching and stuff because gives you the heebie-jeebies. So that'll be a lot of fun tomorrow night on the Geosnippets Reboot podcast.
Which leaves to rub on your face and which not to.
Yes. Or other parts, A. Scott.
Right?
Yes.
I'm just saying. So
I've been there. Trust me, it's not fun at all.
All right. To become a patron of our show, simply go to our website at geocachingpodcast.com for all the details. And if you could throw us a couple bucks each month, we would greatly appreciate it. It helps pay for doing podcasts, and every penny counts. And for the folks that are doing it, thank you so much. We really, really graciously appreciate it. And if you're on the fence, get off the fence and go on and hook yourself up. And if you can throw us a couple bucks each month, we greatly appreciate it. All right, we got multiple things actually in the GCPC mailbag. Taz, I'll tell you what, why don't we do this? I'll do the first one and then we'll let you do the second one. And
we got a third one in there I stuffed in.
Okay, so we got lots of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So let me make sure. Is that the one? Okay. We will do that. I will do the first part, and then we'll just kind of go through, and maybe Sarah will get the third one. Or Scott, either way. Hello,
Let Sarah do the second one.
Okay. Hello, Geocaching podcasters. In response to the discussion about the souvenirs in episode 499, I think that Munzie and other location-based games may be generating peer pressure on geocaching.com to create souvenirs. A Munzie profile has both souvenirs and specials, plus new specials and or souvenirs come up every few months, if not more frequently. Pokemon Go profiles seem to contain a player's collection of creatures and objects, while an Ingress profile contains statistics and medals. People seem to like rewards, even if they only exist in an online profile. And that came from Stephen W54, which we talked last week about, a real good episode about souvenirs through the history.
Yeah, I think we were talking a bit about this when Pokemon Go first came out, and it's like, how do we reinvigorate geocaching again with some of these type of things that Pokemon Go has in it and Munzie has in it.
Absolutely. And I think we should have somebody on from Munzie in the not too distant future just to explain from the years when I started, when it first began, is so much different from what it's like now. Mm-hmm. And have them come on just for
you're not using your phone to scan shit? Is that
not as much?
No, a lot of virtuals and stuff, and being within the area. And
how do you virtual a Munzie?
They've got them.
Well,
They got them. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I had a.
That's why we need them to explain to
How
us
does
how
that
this
work?
works.
I mean, Munzie, you scan it, and it's how do you virtual Munzie?
I mean, they actually have a bomb that'll blow up multiples at the same time. I mean, they got all sorts of stuff in there.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
talking
It'll
of things,
blow up. I think it'll gather. It's either 50 or 100, up to 50 or 100 within a 1 mile radius.
Holy cow!
Of you.
Which is a
What,
standard
it'll
parking
blow
lot
up.
where they're
It'll
at.
blow up Munzies.
Yeah,
Blow
you
up?
get
all
credit
all
for
the
all of them.
virtuals, all the
Oh.
virtuals that are within a 1 mile radius, up to there's a certain quantity that they cap it off at.
Now, wouldn't that
Oh.
be fun to do with geocaching? Ah, let's see.
Well,
I've
I
done
don't
it a few
know.
times at airports, so then it's like boom.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say bombing at airport, dude.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I
speak
don't
that
didn't say I used the word.
well, I went out yesterday lunchtime to go and pay a couple of bills and tax the car, and saw a suspicious gathering of people just outside Parliament Building, all looking at phones. And it turned out that one of them was a geocacher, a name I knew but I'd never met. So hi, Jardis, like TARDIS. And the rest of them were all Ingress people.
Really?
Standing
Well, I haven't seen
around.
anything of Ingress in a while.
English,
Yes, well, you
wow.
know, we're slow on the uptake. So there was a good half dozen Ingress.
I think
Things, whatever they
Daryl's the
call
only
them.
one who plays Ingress anymore.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that does.
He's
Well,
it.
there's Daryl.
Just Daryl. Yeah, that's it. Like, as long as that Wattenberg guy keeps playing, we're golden.
All right, Case Sarah, why don't you get the second one here? Can you do that one?
I'll try my best. Okay. Hi, guys. Even though you said in the last episode that you'll move the celebrations to number 500 for a few weeks, I still want to send you a congratulations mail. I think it's a huge achievement. I didn't listen to you all the way back in 2007. Hell, I didn't even know geocaching existed back then. I started listening at some point in the spring of last year, so I'm kind of a new listener. Nevertheless, I always enjoy to get your perspectives on geocaching, especially since I only get the perspective of my home country, Germany, usually. All the best, Andy, aka Barhouden Bedela. Vielen Danke, Andy. Guten Tag.
Thank you. The only thing that I know in German is back when I used to play Apogee with Castle Wolfenstein. That's the extent of it.
Right.
That's
I ain't
all.
Castle
Better bet
Wolfenstein. Dude, you just like aged yourself.
I know it.
No,
And I got it off
did-
of BBS. All right. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You know, you were talking about how, like, wait, that previous email was like, you know, people seem to like rewards. No, millennials like rewards. They need their
Yes.
cookie. No, you
They
know,
do.
I don't think Gen Xers need a reward.
No, it's
I can live without rewards in games.
they
I'm
go
not
with the
gonna die.
satisfaction of the
I
hunt.
can live. My performance appraisals are coming up. I can live. If anybody's listening, I can live with the reward in my bank balance. I don't need a virtual sticker.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Chad, why don't you go ahead and do the third one?
All right. So, hello. I was listening to episode 499 of GCPC this morning on the way to work. You mentioned that International Geocaching Day and International Earth Cache Day had been hit and miss over the last few years. To this, I say kinda. And I got to qualify this because he actually sent the email to me, and I asked him if I could put it on the show because
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
the one that made that comment. So so I kind of got corrected here. So not kind of, I got corrected. Internet.
Of course
Yeah.
you did. Dude, it's Brylang. Come on.
Yeah.
He's like the geocaching police of geocaching police.
International.
I love
Geocaching
Brylang,
Day.
but he's like the geocaching police.
Yes.
Right. So International Geocaching Day has been the third Saturday in August every year since 2011. I earned this one in 2013, 14, 15, and 16. I'm expecting to earn it again this year at the Going Ape event, which is that day. That should be a 3 souvenir day for me. Going Ape Mega Souvenir, the Ape Cache Souvenir, and International Geocaching Souvenir. In 2013, it was a shared souvenir with the 17th day of the 31 days of geocaching.
Yes,
International Earth Cache Day has been the second Sunday of October in 2012, skip 2013, then 14, 15, and 16. The only one missed again was 2013. We Canadians take issue with this one because it falls on Thanksgiving Sunday up here, which is usually a day spent with the family and having Thanksgiving dinner. Turkey. Well, hang on. Isn't it that Monday?
I thought
What,
so.
Thanksgiving or?
Yeah, Canadian
Yeah,
Thanksgiving's
Thanksgiving's-
actually on Monday. I think they celebrated it on Sunday because a lot of the provinces don't get the day off.
They want to have a 2-day special.
They don't get the
Anyways.
they don't get the day off for Thanksgiving.
Right, it's kind of like
We don't
Memorial Day. We kind of like celebrate it. We do things with our family here on Sunday when Memorial Day is actually on Monday.
Right. That's usually the I
Oh.
drive home, the traffic sucks day.
Yes.
Totally, right?
Yeah, that's any public holiday.
So, anyways, Brian, thanks for correcting my recollection. I think I missed a couple of
You will.
those souvenirs as I wasn't made aware of them like I normally am.
There you go. Well, that's way to take it for the team. Thank you.
Wait,
So just saying.
I think I have most of those too,
Yeah.
because I
Oh,
know
yeah.
I've always cashed on Earth Day or usually on Earth Day, and I know I've
International
always cashed
Caching
on
Day.
Geocaching Day. I've always cashed on that.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got about half.
No, I
of
only
them.
I've only got the 2014 ones onwards. So
Yep. But it is interesting. We had a really. I'm surprised. I'm very happy to see the response we had for souvenirs. So excellent stuff. All right, now let's move on to. Believe it or not, we do have a bumper for this one. The news.
This one's addressed to you. Do you want me to read it?
Let's see. Did I actually put it in there? We'll find out. Yeah, I'll read it. Hello, Headhardhat. We'd appreciate if you could take a moment to answer just a few questions about geocaching so we can serve you better. We promise it only to take a minute or two. Now, this is a survey that has been provided or requested by Geocaching HQ. I don't know if it went out to everybody who's a premier or all geocachers or whatever. I know it was sent to us, and we'll put the link in the show notes for it. But if you actually go to it, it's just a couple of questions that you can go through. And unfortunately, since I already took it, Survey Monkey won't let me redo it.
Taz,
So
did you
that-
get this email, Taz?
I got the email as well, so I'm not sure if that is a personalized on the Survey Monkey or if that's the
I don't know.
Yeah.
allowing me to do it here separately on my own computer.
well, I've got
so.
it. I've just brought it up because I
Okay.
didn't get it. The
It was
first
actually
question.
very nicely done. It was
Yeah.
quaint and nicely done. Go ahead and just kind
The
of go
first
over each one.
question. How likely is it that you would recommend geocaching to a friend or colleague?
I don't know.
Because-
Being a podcaster, it's kind of interesting to say for something like that. How many thousands do you want to tell?
Yeah.
I mean, I put 10
Now-
on this one because, well, that's
Yeah.
I constantly do it to annoy the hell out of my colleagues.
Yeah, fair enough. Everybody's got a hobby. How familiar are you with Geocaching HQ, aka Groundspeak? Extremely, very, somewhat, not so familiar, or not at all familiar.
Well, they haven't bought me dinner yet, if that means anything. But
I know.
other than that, I know them pretty well.
Do they mean the website or the physical location?
I'm not sure. They weren't specific.
Oh.
But in general,
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with both. So
yes.
I put familiar.
Yeah.
Overall, oh, this could be a can of worms. How satisfied are you with Geocaching HQ, aka Groundspeak, from extremely through to not at all?
moderate.
I was
I
not.
think I put
kind of
moderate too.
one.
Yeah.
I was moderate on that as well. Right down the center,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And the next one is, do you have any comments you would like to make about the questions above or anything else related to your experience with geocaching or Geocaching HQ?
Anybody put anything? I know what I talked about.
I talked about the what they're doing currently. Like I appreciate some of the stuff that they're doing, but I don't like that the API changes are breaking GSAC. I don't like things that are going missing that we've had in the past. So our usual set of gripes.
All right. Anybody else?
I put bring back virtual, bitches.
Oh,
Ooh.
It is so good to have Scott back. I miss this.
I haven't put my comments in for that one yet.
Put
so
that in as well. We got two. Bring that virtual back.
a known source says, and finally, in what country do you live? And I'm going to do my usual gripe of the US comes top. Fair enough. Germany, France, Canada, UK, Sweden, big leagues.
Hey, when you get the international companies and the U.S. comes dead last, and you're like, where in the hell's the U.S. in here?
Look,
I'm always shocked when it's like it's not at the top. Why is it
stop whinging.
I gotta scroll all the way down to the U's.
United Kingdom as well. Anyway, stop whinging, you lot.
That's it.
Australia makes a list of options, but New Zealand doesn't.
Wow.
So,
yeah, the one thing
it's a classic.
The thing I did put in for the suggestions on that is I really would like to see the lackeys nowadays make a heck of a more of a presence than they've been doing lately. I've gone to events where did not even know the lackeys were there.
Really?
For cases like that. I've gone to a couple of them, and it's like, what do you mean the lackeys were here? They really, I think a lot of the newer ones, I don't know if they're camera shy or just shy in general, but they sit in the corners and they're like wallflowers. And I think they should be much more of front face with the people and just, hey, come and see us.
I didn't notice any lackeys at Geo Woodstock. There might have been some there.
I was going to ask.
Signal's there.
Well, Signal's always there.
Obvious.
He's a camera hog anyways. I'm just
right. But I didn't actually notice any actual lackeys. So
yeah. So
did you take a picture with Signal?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one I did was at Going Caching, and Signal took my tie-dye hat and wore it while we took the picture. Which was really funny.
Okay. Do you want to know what I've just stuck in for the Geocaching HQ?
What did you stick in?
Allow adoptions of virtuals and webcams. Show corrected coordinates and bring back the older location maps, not the measles version.
You bitches.
You bitches.
No.
Put comma bitches.
That's part of the fun. God, Scott, I've missed you. All right.
Thanks.
Finally, and thanks for your thoughts about geocaching.
Wow.
Yeah. So
lots of stuff. We've got another. I was gonna make Scott laugh and say we've got another long one, but we're just gonna touch on a little bit of this. I'm just saying,
nice.
It's just
Nice picture there, Chad.
So there's Mango Signal.
What's that face you're making, Chad? What's he doing behind your back?
I was going to say, what's he doing?
I can't say on
looks like Chad's going, hey.
You
whatever he's doing, he's making him smile.
He was getting a little friendly.
You got to watch that frog, man. I'm telling you.
How big's his hand?
He's
a
ready
jumper
for everything. We won't even get in about his Signal. So anyways, we love you, Signal. I'm just saying, dude. I don't want to walk.
Come over to New Zealand for the mega. Give us a mega status this year. We want one.
I don't want to go to Signal the next time I see him and have him just cold cock me when I walk out.
In the
Have him what?
I heard what you said, bitch.
Exactly. So that's how that goes. But anyways, we did have one other announcement from Geocaching HQ about a couple of additions that they have, and we may save this for next week. But basically, they've added DNFs to the map for the app,
and the web page.
Right, but the actual
Did they do it on the web page?
I thought it was.
Yep, they've got those blue dots annoying me.
Oh, they got the blue dots on there annoying you?
I hate those blue dots. Yeah, those blue dots.
We want you to know that they have been listening. Yeah. After all,
which blue dots, bitches.
Kudos from them actually doing stuff. So I want to say that right off the bat.
Absolutely.
HQ has been going gangbusters for a few months now, and we really appreciate it. So kudos to them.
Yep.
The other thing that they have is in the 5.4 update, they've now have attributes added to the app. So you can see attributes, which is a huge plus.
You couldn't see attributes on the app before?
Not before.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah.
idea. Wow.
So you can actually see. Well, there was a lot of things. I mean, there's still stuff. I
Attributes?
don't want Chad to go off on a tangent again because he's terrible. But there's still improvement, guys. We're just saying. The other thing that they had includes in the update an improved process for saving online lists, easy access to the help center from the app, and more. And they said you could head to the geocaching forums to read about the updates, which I didn't get a chance to pull out. We'll actually talk about that next week when we've got a little bit more time to go through, because we still got to go through tonight's GCPC history. And this is kind of interesting, just for people. We'll talk about it more at the very end. But I've got a listing at the very bottom of our show notes about the hosts of GCPC and how long they've been there. And I just wanted to hit right now some of the ones for each of us that are here. And I'm glad Scott's actually here for this. I've actually been in the podcast since 2011, not including the 2010, where I was the gopher from Love Boat that showed up all the time.
Charo, gopher.
Charo, Coochie.
Gopher was on the show, dude.
Yeah, well, it was one of those things where for him it was a lot of cameos. I'm just saying. So I was 2010 or so is when I started, but so it's been 6+ years for me with the Geocaching Podcast.
Wow.
Scott Burks has been 4+ years.
4? No, it'll be 4 years in October, I think.
October, yeah. So 4 years.
Which
I put
is
the
amazing
plus because we're still doing it.
What's amazing is that that's how long I did. I did Chicago Geocacher Podcast for 4 years. So I'm creeping up on that time. Yeah,
I know it. It's amazing.
Chad, so you've had time off for good behavior.
We give him.
Do you get parole soon?
He's kind of like the John Cena of the.
Go away for a little bit and I come back.
He goes off, does movies, and comes back. It's really.
He was in the shower. He was in the shower all along.
Yeah. I go coach baseball for a couple of months and I'm back. That's
it. Mr. Chad's been in for 3 years, and Miss Sarah, who is our latest rookie, has been in for a year. So within a year.
Almost. Yeah. I'm still a newbie.
It seems. I actually had a double. Probation. Yes. You came in at the end of 2016, so it's been enough. But I'll tell you what, though, when I actually put that down, when I was checking out the history of all of that, you seem, Sarah, like you've been here for 20 years. So it's
it's aged me. It's aged me.
I'm
only 13, but it's aged me.
This just shows how well you've meshed with these crazy guys, because
Chad's been here 3 years already.
Yes,
I can't believe that.
Isn't that hard to believe?
Look, it's my crazy.
Does that mean Daryl's been going 3 years?
Daryl's been 3 years, yeah.
Wow, really? Wow.
Yeah. All right, just giggles and kicks. Let's kind of go over some of the history real quick. If you've been with us since 2007, which is when Geocaching Podcast actually started. I didn't start geocaching until 2008, so that'll tell you something.
Me neither. So that's before me.
Yeah, how's the end of 2010?
Yeah.
Hey, if anyone's been listening if anyone's been listening since 2007,
let us
send
know.
us an email. Send me an email. Send them an email.
No.
And tell us, like, really? I mean, that's like,
please, one of you out there, send us an email.
I mean,
more important, who was the first Patreon?
I'd have to look that up. I would actually have to look that up. I could do that.
But like,
shout out to the sponsors.
Anyone listening consistently for a decade? Like every week.
That is.
Was it every week back 10 years ago?
It was a week every back then. You know, the funny part is the original podcast was started by Andy Lehman, who is also known as X-Punk X. And he had been literally just a new venture. He wanted to just kind of do a podcast. And if he had 10 people listening, great. And just wanted to put something out about geocaching back then. It's funny, and I don't think you'll mind me telling this. I don't have any of the original stuff since I took over the show. But he used to sit there and say, if you wanted to go to sleep instantly, listen to his first broadcasts when he started by himself. He quickly realized he needed a cohort in crime to work with, because doing it by yourself is just not, the same. It's sure. One of those things where you need somebody else to literally bounce off of.
Of course.
Yep.
So that was interesting. So not too long after his It was actually geared as the first call-in talk show for geocachers, and they used a thing called TalkShoe. And I don't know if you guys ever remember any of that or not, but back then, I think TalkShoe still exists, but it, probably not nearly in the capacity it is. What you would do is you would log into TalkShoe, and if you were a listener, same thing. You would log into TalkShoe, and it was like a radio show where if you had something to say, you could click the little button, and if any of the hosts saw what you needed to do, they clicked, and then you had talk time where you could actually say something. But it had literally the best chat room I've ever seen. Huge chat room, just very well done, and I wish somebody would duplicate that on a regular basis, because I would use it in a heartbeat. But that's how we got in. The problem with TalkShoe was that it was so unreliable for when the people that came in on a regular basis as hosts, it wouldn't always work right. You had to like rub your head and pat your belly and say a little chant or something to get in.
Like a regular Google product.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing, but you got to pat something else. I'm just saying. So it's one of those things where it was really not reliable at all. So long story short, too late, Xpunk X realizes he needs a partner. And at that time, there was this young streaming buck who was like one of the leading people when it came into podcasts. And that was Daryl Wattenberg, a.k.a. Daryl W4. And he became the first co-host of the Geocaching Podcast. And he, Daryl's got a little bit of technical background. Just a little bit, and just very, very into his whole background deals with it. I don't know if you folks know this or not. He actually sold and rented out his own personal equipment as a side thing. So he had, if you ever went to his apartment, just everywhere is all this, everything, like there's like 12 soundboards. There's all the video equipment you could use for doing television quality television. I mean, just all the cameras and the mics and all the stuff that was up to date. And he constantly was into that, if not still into that.
Oh, he's still, I've been to his house, and he's got a whole office that it's a soundproof office. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And it goes through, and you can he's been into television, he's been into commercials, he's been into radio, he's been into all sorts of things. Very, very educated individual. So we make fun of him because he's a friend, and we love making fun of him.
I love Daryl.
Yes, absolutely. But
I'm allowed to make fun of him.
Yes.
He says I'm allowed to.
Yeah, I think he gets a lot of toys to try out from different companies and stuff.
Yes.
So he's always the first to know about everything.
Yes.
Plenty. Trust me, he doesn't have children. You know he doesn't have children because he buys tons of crap.
Yes.
Tons of crap.
Yep, and he's always first in line for any of that stuff, or well read about it.
All right,
but you know what? He's the first guy I called for anything technical. I called Daryl.
When I was here's another note that you may or may not know. Back when I was going to do that television show with Treasure Cache, he was the first one I called to say, "Hey, you want to go on the road with me?" and do that as the main technical guy to go through it, because I wouldn't have known anybody else to feel comfortable with. And that was part of the plan. If everything worked the way it was supposed to, we were going to go on a 6-month trip every year, going around the country and around the world doing geocaching stuff. But that's another day. But yeah, Daryl's been around for a ton of stuff. Let's see. As the show progressed, and actually a little side note for Daryl as well, he was doing several podcasts, including the Michigan Cycling Podcast and the ever popular Cache-a-Maniacs. And he did that with Drew. Basically they would go through, and it was a questionnaire that they did. And it was a great format. They did it for about 5 years, if I remember right, with Cache-a-Maniacs. And basically you learned about a particular geocacher because they asked the same questions for all of them and whatever responses that they got out of it. Yeah, I was on it. I was on it too. It was interesting. Lots of stuff. So yeah, good things with that. One of the features that they had on Geocaching Podcast was a thing called, and I think we stopped it a couple of years ago, was the geocaching question of the day. Now, this was
I remember that.
Yes, and I wish I had the
I came in about that point.
Yeah, I wish I had the bumper. I don't have it up right now for it.
Geocaching question of the day.
Oh, it was even better with that. With back when the bad cop, aka Chris of the Northwest, was the person who originated that.
Oh,
he had a whole siren thing that went off before in his little soundbite. It was really cool. But he did that for several years, and then it was later taken off by Beverly from Cash Advance.
Yeah, Cash Advance, right?
Took on with that. So, yeah, that was all part of the fun with that. Great stuff, and got a lot of good information out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. We move on from 2007 to 3 years later for 2010. Now, there's a name you may or may not know. They wanted to add a third co-host, and in 2010 was Montu Ryder, who this allowed even more geocaching options and experience to the mist. He stayed on for about a year, and by then, let's see, 2010 Comic-Con. GeoCon went from 2010, where I actually met up with Daryl and Andy. It was wonderful. It was a one-day educational event that was in Michigan in February.
Is that you in the picture?
Yeah, that's me in the picture.
Get out of town. Is it really?
Yeah, that was back in this was where I was doing Hawaiian shirts with tie-dye. That was a good mix, which I used in a lot of my GeoSnippet videos.
I can't believe how ungray your beard is. I'm like, that's what I'm more shocked
I've
at.
my daughter turns 21 next week. This is why.
Look at that. You got I mean, I should talk. I mean, but
my eldest that failed to pick me up in time today turned 21 last year. Not that I'm grumpy at him, but I am.
Yeah, let me
That's
see.
why I was late.
Just for giggles and kicks, let's see if I can bring this up real quick.
Look at that.
And you can see. There we go.
And Andy with with a non-gray beard, man.
Non-gray beard, and it looks like I was happy at that time, so I don't know what was going.
I look happy.
And look
at Daryl. Look at Daryl. What a nerd. Look at him.
Oh yeah, he's a true nerd. And then
he's just it's a picture. I don't like pictures.
Right. Plus the flash affects my IT, skin. I combust.
I was gonna say that is 3 IT geeks.
Yes.
That is total.
Photo.
That picture looks like the 90s. Is what that picture looks like.
That was 2010.
I know. That's what's scary about it.
Yeah. And then Andy, who was in Xbox X, who's in the white there, is that. And Daryl, of course, brought in his $7,000 worth of equipment to do the podcast. So that was all part of for that. So yeah, that was interesting. That was all part of the craziness that we did with that.
Yes.
So yeah, so that's let's see, Montu Ryder left in 2011, and that's when some crazy guy in tie-dye and Hawaiian shirts showed up. Sometime literally I can't swear because I don't have the actual, I can swear, but as far as actually knowing, it was right around, I think, just before episode 200. I think it was like 198 or 199.
Well, how far do our archives go back? Like, if I went to iTunes and I just scrolled,
yeah,
where does it stop at?
We lost stuff for whatever reason, and I don't want to go into the details of it. We lost, I think, the mid 300s is where I started actually picking up. It's whenever I took over the show, I kept all the ones. I've got all the.
So from when you started is when.
Right, is when it's the ones that we were able to get. The ones before that were lost. But that's how it went with that. And like I said, Headhardhat started right around episode 198, I believe. When we did that, I'd been guest many times before that, but that's when I officially started up with that. And now the interesting thing is we'll shoot ahead a couple of years. This is from 2011 to 2013. and this will make you feel old. That's when it started with this new media that we could get away from TalkShoe and actually video record our episodes as we did it live, and actually be able to save them and do the recordings that way with this little thing called Google Plus Hangout on Air. And it was way back in 2013 that we actually started doing that. And that was revolutionary. And I'll tell you what, it's interesting as you go back through the episodes that we have on, because you could save it automatically on YouTube. We've got them all. But if you look back at the beginnings of that, the different qualities of high def and not high def, or the different features that came on, came off, and et cetera, that you could do or not do with it. It has been a evolutionary kind of process, as you all well know, because now we have bottom thirds again because they went away, that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's back when we started Google Plus Hangout on Air. Was in 2013. So we set up the actual show to have a chat room on the website, and then to be able to save and record and have people view the show live as we recorded. That was revolutionary because people could actually see our faces and our expressions.
So that came the same year that I started.
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, don't try to take credit.
I'm not taking credit. I'm just amazed. Like I thought you guys have been doing it like that for a long time.
Yeah, we
started.
We were doing all the different stuff. As a matter of fact, it even tells here in September of 2013, the Geocaching Podcast was shaken with the news that originator X-Punk X had decided that he was leaving the show, and that was episode 319. That seems a million years ago. I mean, we're at 500. 319 is when Andy left.
Right.
And we had this huge hole because suddenly it's Daryl and myself, and we could talk fine and have a great time, but having that third person really makes a difference with a podcast. And so we put out and did our first host calling of a series of host callings. And we got this gentleman that actually lived here in Raleigh, North Carolina, who was actually a radio personality. He was here at I can't think of the name of the station off the top of my head. But anyways, Dave Kent.
KRP in Cincinnati.
That's the one. He actually was in one of the local radio stations. He did a morning show here in Raleigh. And he was the first host to come in line to join Daryl and myself at that particular case. And Dave was known as the Carolina Cacher.
Sure.
And he was fun. We had a great time with him. He had a fantastic personality.
Yeah, he was great.
Lots of fun with that. He ended up starting on episode 319. So this goes back to September of 2013. He loved ribbing Daryl. Loved Daryl. Unfortunately, he only was with the show for about 6 months, so he actually left at episode 346. Yep. And then we get this other guy. Yep. And he's pretty amazing. Scott Burks.
Yes.
Came on board
October.
in late 2013, October 9th to be exact. Is episode
really? You know the date? You know the
321 was the episode.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually did some research to make sure I had all the
research?
The notes. Scott also had his own show.
Yes.
The Geocaching Chicago Geocaching Podcast.
Chicago Geocaching Podcast. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So we had this veteran now that came in that was working with us. He was what would be a term that we would use? He was colorful.
Colorful?
Yeah. Very witty, good banter, and just all around great guy to go with.
If anything, I brought a bell to the show, and that's one thing.
A bell, a horn, and whatever we could come up with. I actually have a button.
You needed the horn for him.
I brought innuendo to the show, which
was awesome. It was a great thing to it. And the funny part is, I mean, to nowadays, the that came from the Chicago podcast.
I did, yeah. Chicago Geocaching.
That's, we just kind of stole it after
after we retired.
That's right, to keep it going. It's been a
Yeah.
focal point forever. So yeah, that's where that came from.
Yes.
So yeah, excellent stuff with that. So yeah, Scott came in 2013.
Mhm.
Let's see. We still wanted to have another person to come in because I think a lot of other ones, because I remember Beep used to make fun of us about how we had rotating hosts because
I so missed that podcast.
Every 2 minutes, it seemed like we were coming up with a new host that we needed for it. So Scott came in October 2013. We wanted another one, and we put out another cast call, and then we got Mr. Corey Stevens.
Corey, sure.
Oh my God, Stevens ad infinitum that came in. He started on episode 323, which was October 23rd in 2013.
Yeah, right after me. Yeah, like two shows after me. Yeah,
he was living in Utah and then recently moved to BF, Montana. And the only thing between him and the North Pole were a couple herd of caribou. I'm not kidding. So yeah, he was fun. He is still fun. He's an amazing man. He was over at my house last year with that. It just had a great time. He was that kind of character. I mean, do you remember him going out in the middle of a snowstorm and making snow angels?
He
did that twice on 2 shows. It was like, oh, this is going to be an annual thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because
forgot about that.
I mean, Jesus, the amount of snow they had, we always used to make fun of if the pass opened yet so we could start getting out. That's how much snow they had.
Snow angels.
Oh yeah,
snow angels.
Great stuff. Totally. Lots and lots of stuff that we had with that.
We made them just lean back, just fall back into the
snow. Beautiful stuff. Oh my gosh, all done live. It was great.
And the red curtains around the 4-post.
Oh my God! The
stabbing cabin
behind the red door curtains that were there was awesome. He had some interesting backgrounds, and he kept telling us, "No, we're in a church." Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just saying, church of what? But yeah, Corey was great. Love Corey. He was fantastic. Let's see. Episode 372 in October 2014 took another major change. That's when Daryl decided to retire.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up going off and starting up Geo Gearheads. But that's one of the things, because too many shows or whatever, lots of X amount of time you're allowed to do things. But yeah, that was episode 372 in October 2014 that Daryl left. So again, another cast call out for people to fill in the gap, as it were, for that. Didn't take too much time because another great gentleman from Texas showed up. And in episode 382, which was December of 2014, Mr. Chad Courtney, a.k.a. Taz 427, became official part of the group and has been there ever since.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was that long.
It's amazing how time flies with this. I mean, all the episodes that we have gone through and over the time, and yet...
you started on 382?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the official first one we was actually working. He was on probably a couple before that for the every time we did a cast call, we had the what's the word we want to use with it, the subjects in question to come in and do a show with us for each one. But that was his first official as a host. Was 382. So yeah, Chad was in Texas.
So regretting the choice yet?
No, not at all.
Are you?
I was going to say that you're the one that's been here for 3+ years.
My wife sometimes is.
Oh yeah, we can't work with Muggle wives. I mean, that's just or what are they called? Smuggles? I forget what Dave DeBear used to call them.
Or snuggles, if you
Snuggles or something was a
Snuggle Muggles, I've heard.
Snuggle Muggle, something. Whatever the one who isn't exactly, huh?
That works. Snuggle Muggles.
Snuggle Muggles, that'll work. for a geocacher who has a significant other that is not a geocacher for stuff like that. But yeah, Chad was from Indiana, correctly?
Originally. Well,
Yeah, then moved
wasn't
to
born
Texas.
there, but yeah, raised there.
Yeah. And then moved on to Texas, and then recently he's now in California.
Yep.
And what's
He's trying to cover all 50 states by himself.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
working on it.
Because the flavor that we wanted with Geocaching Podcast was to be able to get references from people from different parts of the country. So we had people like me on the east, and Scott's in the north, and Daryl was in the north, and then Corey was off in Montana, and then Chad was down in the south for Texas. So we got these really cool perspectives from different parts of the country, which is part of the flavor that I've always loved about Geocaching Podcast, because you can do all that stuff. Let's see. Moving on after that, I'm trying to look at all the other stuff. Co-host Corey Stevenson left the show back in episode 442, was March of 2016. So it's not been that long.
Hasn't it been a year yet?
It's been a year. Yeah, a little over a year.
A little over a year since his last show.
Yeah.
Last show, yep.
Wow.
And 442. And so again, we needed another filler for the fourth for the hosts. And we went out and did a really nice. I really liked the prospects we had on here. We had choices with Adam Dempster, which was Carrot Killer. This lady weirdo from New Zealand, Sarah Teasdale Spittle, aka Info Ferret. We had Jesse Lunsford, who is a huge geocaching personality of his own for Memphis Mafia. And then we had Adam Schoenwald, which is Cloak and Dagger, another huge personality that we went with this. And of course, the winner was our one and only Info Ferret, aka Sarah, which we love having because, like I said, we really enjoy the flavor of different areas that people are from, and you can't get much further than New Zealand from us.
Not much, no.
Perspective.
No.
Shy of where the penguins are, I'm just saying.
They're down the South Island. Come over to Oamaru to what we hope will be a mega, and you'll see penguins.
All right. There you go. Good stuff. So, yeah,
Little
Sarah.
penguins, very cute.
Yeah. Sarah actually had her first episode on December 7th of 2016.
I thought it was earlier than that because, and the reason I'm saying that is that is one of the first ones I remember doing was talking just after the Kaikoura earthquake. That was the 14th of November 2016.
I think that was the one that you did your own personal when we had each of the four people on. I think that's when.
No, I'm sure it was before that. Anyway, but yeah.
What if I
don't know. I've had a blast over the last 6 months or so. Just hope you guys have as well.
Yeah, same here. I mean, we're very happy to have you on. You got a wonderful personality, and if you can put up with us blokes, I'm just saying.
Look, guys, I tone it down for you guys. You couldn't cope with me.
Well, we're hoping to shake that out in the next 6 months. So when you get to that year anniversary, you'll be more open. Just saying.
Come on, I've had the air horn at least once.
Okay, so you're getting there. You're getting there. Yeah. But yeah, Sarah's now. You were originally from the UK.
Yep.
I'm always afraid when I say that because I don't know if they actually want to be said that now or exactly where you were from. But
I think it depends on who you talk to.
Right.
I'm from the northeast of England, which is sort of way out in the what-whats. That's the Kiwi phrase. In the back of beyond. And where I grew up is actually closer to Edinburgh in Scotland than it is to London.
Really?
Yeah.
So she's from Winterfell.
Look,
well, I was going to say, did she bring
the
up,
wall's a bit further north? Sorry, you still there?
No, sorry, I broke up. No, I was saying if the first thing that you said was Scotland is, of course, I thought of Wallace. So I'm just saying, Braveheart.
Sterling, that is, yeah.
Excellent. So now she's living in New Zealand and gives us an amazing perspective of the Hobbits and Xena and anything else like Mount Doom. So it's awesome.
Look, no, I haven't got the inside scoop on Weta. That's about 5 or 6 miles from me, and they let nobody through the doors.
And you actually, and that's the other thing that we have a lot of fun too, because she has the exact opposite of weather, because she's on the other side of the planet in the lower hemisphere. So she's actually in winter now, where we are bursting at the seams and blowing up and watching insects implode from the heat.
It's a beautiful, clear, crisp day today. A little bit of a breeze, a little bit of cloud, brilliant sun. So it's going to be absolutely freezing tonight. Well, not below freezing, but it's going to feel really, really cold. Yep. And you lot have nice warm stuff.
Yeah, so that she gets to heckle us in the winter, and we get to heckle her in the winter. So I'm just
let's see. Look, I got a nice glow going from sitting at games and coaching games. Look at my nose. Look at that.
Oh, baseball games, not computer games.
Yeah,
I thought it was that screen glare from an IT geek.
I had coon eyes for a while. I like not only that, but I don't know if you can see. Let's see. I had a line going right here too. It's not there anymore, I don't think. So I was wearing a hat, so I had to go lay in the sun without a hat on, without glasses on.
Has your hair ever come back since you shaved?
No, well, yeah, I mean, I just keep cutting it. Yeah, it's actually long for this.
It still has that marine buzz cut look.
Is it? Yeah.
It's been how many months? I'm just saying.
Well, I cut it all the time now. I don't.
Oh, did you? Okay, I was just checking.
My hair is my hair grows like an inch a year.
people that get to a certain age, I'm just saying.
No, it's receding upwards, but it's still coming in. I mean, it's still there.
Yeah. So it's amazing the amount of time that the different people now and where we are with the Geocaching podcast. So Xpunk X was actually with the show for about 6 years. Daryl was with the show for about 7. Montu Ryder was there for a year. I've been for 6 years. Scott's been in for 4. Corey Stevens was in for 3 years. Chad for 3 years, and Sarah for in just under a year. It's just amazing now that the it looks like 6 or 7 years seems to be the breakoff point for some reason. So
Andy, so we'll be throwing you a retirement party in there.
I'm telling you,
in 2018.
I wouldn't know what to do. I do 2 freaking podcasts a week, and honestly, I wouldn't know what to do with all the time to go through.
With all the time.
Yeah, because with all the stuff of writing the shows, doing the post procedures and producing with the shows, and all the research that's involved with all that other, I wouldn't know what to do at the time. I would have to do another podcast. Huh?
Still cheaper than therapy.
Yes. And it is. It's perfectly good. I mean, for Scott, if he can't vent in one of the shows at least twice a year.
Mark is killing me. Me and Mark haven't done our show in like a month because he keeps putting me off.
Oh boy!
It's like I keep on checking. It's like, where the hell's the damn show?
Right? Thank you.
Yeah, we were supposed to
record. What's up, internet?
Well, see, I've been offline because I've moved, so I was offline. Then we were supposed to record last week, and he's like, he couldn't. He had family things. He had to cancel last minute. Yeah. And now it's like we can't do this weekend. We got to do next weekend. So it's like.
Life does get in the way, folks.
It gets in the way, man. Unfortunately, life gets in the way.
It does.
We get so much to talk about too. I mean, like we talk about nothing. Like I have the whole stories that like I've told you. Like
right.
Like I haven't talked any of that stuff. Last time me and Mark talked, I hadn't even started, the moving process yet. Wow. So it's been a while.
I had to stop listening to his podcast when it was running at work because I was bursting out laughing too much, and it wasn't a good professional look. That's probably the best way of putting it.
Oh, they'll get used to it.
Yeah. We have fun.
Yeah, I had coffee coming out the nose at one point.
Thank you. That's What's Up Internet, guys. For anybody, the What's Up Internet podcast is what we're
absolutely
talking about.
Be sure to
let me at least plug it if we're talking about it.
And don't drink milk while you're listening. I'm just saying.
me and Mark, Britt. The Brit from OB, we do a podcast. Yeah. We try and do it twice a month. Usually we do it twice a month, but I've been moving and stuff, and it's been crazy. We'll get back to schedule once fall comes.
Slackers.
Once summer's over. I know.
He's a
It's-
strange. He's a
couple of
strange
months-
Knox County supporter, isn't he?
Yeah, you take
Yeah.
a couple of months off, and then you just think you can just let it go.
I know,
I'm
right?
just
I know, dude. I
Yeah.
know. I know.
All right.
Trust me, he'll listen to this show and he'll just shake his head and
Yep.
text me
Well-
give me shit. So,
Yeah.
sorry. So, yeah, I know.
All right. Well, we want to thank our special guest. Mr. Scott
No,
Burns.
you need to thank God for the rain.
I
is what you need to
do.
do.
I
Thank,
do.
thank
This is
thank the
perfect.
rain gods. Is what
I
you need.
can't tell you. I mean, I love Chad and I love Sarah, and we love going and talking with this, but it is not the same without you on this show, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Broadcast from his new man cave.
That's it.
I will.
Yeah.
I will be back soon. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, he brings out the
Oh,
best
no.
and the worst in all of us. I'm just-
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Again, want to thank Chad. Want to thank Sarah. Definitely want to thank Scott for making this an extra special show. It is our 500th, and
Yeah.
that's a lot of years, man. I mean, come on. It's been 2007 to 2017, so this is 10 years that this has been
This is
running
10 years,
along.
is it? Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, 10 years.
Hey, it's
So-
great. It's great to be a part of it for 4 years. I've had a lot of fun.
Love
and
having
I'm
you guys on all of it.
happy to be here. So
All
I'm
right.
glad I can make it for
Yeah.
this show. I'm glad I can make it for the
Thank you so
5.
much.
Trust me, I rushed home. As
This
soon as
is
that game was canceled, I rushed my butt home. I'm like, I can be on this show. I can make it. So
well,
yeah.
thank you so
I
much.
still can't believe you guys let me join.
Oh yeah, are you kidding? You dish with us better than most people. I'm just saying.
Look, if you give, I can take the stick, but we warned I give it back.
There you go.
Right.
That's what it is. All right, guys. I think we can wrap this puppy up. But thank you, fine folks, for showing up for episode 500 as well. And we hope you enjoyed it as much as we love doing this. So here's the over 500, and away we go. See you next week. Have a good one. Have a safe one. And thanks for stopping by. Here we go. Thank you for subscribing to the Geocaching Podcast. Please be sure to join us each and every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the Geocaching Podcast, right here on the Geocaching Podcast website at www.geocachingpodcast.com/live. The video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on our home website, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and many of our favorite podcatchers. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please visit us through the social media sites or contact us via our voicemail line at 630-31-VOICE. The Geocaching Podcast is a Headhardhat production. It is produced by Andy Smith, Scott Burks, Chad Courtney, and Sarah T.S. This show is copyright 2017 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved. And clear. So yeah, folks, thanks so much for stopping on by. We greatly appreciate it. The weather's crazy out there. I am so glad the thunderstorms held off. We had some major stuff coming, and it looks like it's going to get here in a little bit. So I'm going to have to get the producing so we can get this out tonight. But I'm glad the weather held off that we could do the show. And yeah, guys, thanks as much as always. You guys are fantastic. And Scott, you can't get back anytime too soon. I'm just saying.
Well, be back soon. Don't worry.
All right. All right, guys. Have a good one. Have a safe one. And we will see you next week for episode 501 of the Geocaching Podcast. Bye-bye, folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.